Before we start the tutorial, I just want to let you know that I now have a Patreon, link in the description. And I'm basically going to be uploading exclusive tutorials there. And the next tutorial is already uploaded on the Patreon. It's going to be available on YouTube next week or in maybe 2 weeks. So I'm still going to be making the tutorial for free on YouTube. It's just that we're going to be first available on the Patreon. And also, I do have a plugin version that I'm working on of this collision system that we made available on the Patreon. And it has a couple of cool stuff in it, like the ability to do projectile and stuff like that, and more. So I'll let you guys have a look at it. And yep, so without wasting your time more, let's get into the tutorial now. So in today's tutorial, we're going to learn how to add the attribute system to your project. It's pretty easy. You can add any attribute that you want with it. So the first thing that we want to do is to create a new C++ class and find the attribute set. This one. I'm gonna name mine TP for tutorial project and put it in a attribute set folder. Alright. Now that it's done, we have to add it to our character, which is pretty easy. If you are not following along with my tutorial and you have your own project, what you want to do is just go to your player character or whatever you called it, your character, and basically just add your attribute system here. So what you do is to create a new object pointer. Attribute set. Attribute set. I'm just gonna add a U property to get rid of the little squiggles. There you go. So now that you've created that here, you just go to your begin play of your character. Not your begin play, sorry. You go to your constructor and just add your attribute set here. So attribute equals create default subobject ATP attribute new attribute set, and you can call it whatever you want. So just call it attribute set, and that's it. That's how you add the attribute system to your character. Now, if you're following along with me, that's not where we're gonna declare this. We do want one in our base character here. And then let's go to our enemy. It's the easiest one. In here, we're gonna add it here. Attribute set default subobject ATP attribute set. Attribute set. There we go. And of course, the include. Attribute set. There we go. That's for the enemy. And for our player character, it's a bit different since we are using the player state. Let me close all of these things. Right here. Let's go to our player state. Player state here. Property. T object pointer. U attribute set. Attribute set. There we go. And let's create one here. So attribute set. Create default subobject UTP attribute set. Call it attribute set. And of course, the include. There we go. So now we've created it on the player state. Now we have to make sure that it gets set on. Oh wait, let me just forward declare this here. view attribute set. There we go. So it stops complaining. There we go. Yes, so now you have to make sure that this gets set on the player character, which is pretty easy. We're just gonna go to where we initialized our ability system component, and right after it, just gonna do the same for the attribute set. So get the player state. Oh, and I should probably make a getter also. So let's make a getter. With the player state. Get attribute set const, and then return attribute set. Here we go. Now we have a getter that we can use from here. So get attribute set, and that's pretty much it. Now we have our attribute system on both our enemy and the player character. Okay. So now let's add some attributes. Now how to add some attributes. Let's make our first attribute. So I'm gonna create a U property, make it blueprint read only. We need to replicate it using equals. I'm gonna create an OnRep. Let's see, health. And category can be attributes. So let's make a health attribute. So F gameplay attribute data is what we want to use, and health. And that's pretty much it. That's our attribute created. Now we need the OnRep function. So wait, let me just make a public here. And a protected section here. Let's make our OnRep. It's gonna be a U function. Void OnRep health const f gameplay attribute data. We're gonna call it old health. There we go. That's our first attribute created. Now we do need some helper function to work with our attributes, like a getter and setter. But luckily, Unreal already has some macros to create those for us. So how to use that? All we need to do is, I believe it's in the ability system component, so we just need to add that first. So include ability system component, and now we can include the I'm just going to delete that. So let's do define attribute accessors, I think. Yeah. And then class name, property name, close the bracket, this, then gameplay. Which one is it? Gameplay attribute. Attribute property getter. That's the one. Class name, property name. Is a gameplay attribute. Is a value getter. Yep. So same thing, class name, property name. And the last one is a gameplay attribute setter. Class name, property name. There we go. So now all we have to do is to use this macro to create our setters and getters for us. To do that, we just go here and use it to attribute accesses, UTP attribute set health, and that's it. Why is it complaining? Oh, my bad, I just realized. This should be just property name. And same as this one. There we go. That works. Alright, so we got our first attribute now. The health attribute. And of course this is replicated. So we need the let's add a virtual void GetLifetimeRep. Yep. We need to replicate it to add this and do a do rep lifetime. Let me first add the include, which is net/Unreal Network. There we go. So condition notify UTP attribute set health condition. Gonna do none and rep notify where is it? Rep notify. Where's that thing? Yeah, always. There we go. Now it's set up. So let's add a couple more attributes. I'm gonna add a F gameplay attribute max health. Right, so new property replicated using equals OnRep max health. Category equals attributes and attribute accesses UTP attribute set max health. There we go. And the E function OnRep void OnRep max health gameplay attribute data old max health. And I think I did not declare the these functions, right? Let's see, yeah. So in here, all we want to do is to call gameplay attribute rep notify, passing in the attribute set health and the old health. Boom. Same for this one. Gameplay rep notify attribute set max health old max health. Oh, what am I doing? There we go. And let's make a couple more. I'm just gonna make a F gameplay attribute data. Let's do, I don't know, energy. You can do energy, stamina, what else is there? I mean, anything you can think of, like physical defense, physical attack, chaos damage, or whatever else. Up to you. I'm just gonna make energy for now. using OnRep energy category equals attributes, maybe attributes accesses UTP attribute set and energy. And then I'm gonna make one last. I'm just gonna copy this and change this to max energy, and max energy. Alright, let's create the OnRep function, U function, void OnRep energy, gameplay, I don't know, energy. Oh, did I mess this up? It should be old energy. And let me copy this, paste this here. It's gonna be max energy, old max energy. There we go. And now let's create these. Oh, yep. Here. Same thing, gameplay, attribute rep notify, attribute set, old energy. Oh, my bad. So it's energy and then old energy. There we go. Same thing here, but let me just copy this. It's gonna be max energy and old max energy. Boom, here we go. Now we have a few attributes. Let's check if it actually works or not. So I'm just gonna compile all of this. Alright, now that it's open, all we have to do is just press play. Oh, I see. I forgot to add these attributes in my get lifetime here. So do rep lifetime condition. Let's do that. Let's fix that. UTP UTP attribute set. What was it? Max health, and then the same condition. So condition none and rep notify. Always. Okay, you know what? Let me just copy this. Change that to energy. That to max energy. And here we go. Now let's compile again. Alright, let's test this again. Let's play. No errors. I'm gonna do a ShowDebug AbilitySystem. And oh, look at that! It works! Look. As you can see here. Where can I get my mouse? Here you go. So as you can see here, it says health, max health, energy, and max energy for my character. Cool, it worked. But of course, we did not set any value for them. I'm gonna show you how you actually can set the value for these. So let's do that. So the way we do that is we are going to use a gameplay effect. So what we need is to apply a gameplay effect to our character to change its attributes. So I'm gonna go to my base character here and create a new function. I'm gonna call it Pietro void initialize default attributes. Initial default, yeah, that should be fine. And then I also need a new property. I'm gonna make it blueprint read only, edit anywhere, category. Just gonna use the one I use here, so combat config attributes. Alright, so I need a, let's see, T subclass of, it's gonna be a U gameplay effect that we want to apply. I'm gonna call it default attributes. Ooh. Now let me just generate this class. Very nice. Now in here, I want to apply the default attributes. I'm actually gonna make a new function to do that. I'm gonna call it void apply effects to target. Just gonna take it const T subclass of U gameplay effect by reference gameplay effect class. Let's see. Where did I mess up? There should be only one here. There we go. So gameplay effect class, and it's gonna need a const float level for the level of the gameplay effect. All right. So let's make sure we have a valid GetAbilitySystem component, and that we have a valid gameplay effect class. Now what we need to do is to use our ability system and call apply gameplay effect to target. Now what does this need? So we need to pass in a gameplay effect, which we do have, but we can't just pass in our gameplay effect like this. We need to add a context to it first. So let's do a gameplay effect. Oh jeez. Gameplay effect context. Handle context. Handle, I'm gonna call it GetAbilitySystem component make effect context. Now I'm gonna add source object, which is gonna be this character, and create an F gameplay effect handle, spec handle, get ability system component, make outgoing spec, gameplay effect class, level, and the context handle. Which now we can pass all of this in here. So spec handle, the data, the get, and get ability system component. Where did I mess up? Oh, I see where I fucked up. So this should have been apply gameplay effect spec to target. Huh. Why do I not see it? What's going on here? Apply gameplay effect. Here we go. Huh? No. Gameplay. This one. That's the one. Apply gameplay effect. Oh, there was a typo here. That's why. Alright. That should work. Here we go. All done. Now we can use this to apply a gameplay effect. So I'm just gonna call apply gameplay effect target, passing in the default attribute. Oh, and a level. So I'm just gonna pass 1. Cool. Now that we have all of this, let's go to the enemy character first, and you can put that in your begin play. I'm just gonna put it with my initialize ability system here. So we need to call the function we just made, which is initialize ability system. No, wait, but no, initialize default attributes. Cool. Let's do the same thing for the player. Oh, I did forget something. Wait. Actually, we do need to check for authority. So if has authority, we only want to do this on the server. If we have authority, then we can do this. Okay, it's better. Actually, I'm just gonna move all of it on one line. Initialize default attribute. There we go. Let me just copy this. Go to my player character and do the same thing here. Boom. Let's compile and create a gameplay effect that will modify our attributes. Now that we are in, I'm gonna go to my gameplay effects folder. I'm gonna make a new folder here actually. I'm gonna call it attributes. And let's make a new gameplay effect. So find gameplay effect. There we go. Let's make one GE. I'm gonna call it default attributes. Let's open it. You know what? I'm gonna close it and open it again so we get this view. Cool. Now here we want to add a modifier. Expand this. As you can see, you can see attributes here. So if we look into it, here is all our attributes. So health, max health, energy, or whatever attribute you might have created will be shown here. So let's first do max health. I'm gonna override it. So we have a couple of options here. We're gonna go over them later. For now, we're just gonna use override. And they're pretty straightforward too. I mean, addition, multiplication, division. Like, you can pretty much guess what they are doing. Let's set our max health to 100. And let's add one more. and do health. Let's do override also. Let's set it to 100. And we had energy also, I believe. So energy, override. Actually, let's do max energy first. Let's set that one to, I don't know, 200. And another one. Energy, override. 200. Cool. Now we need to make sure that this gets applied to our character. So let's go to the character, player character. Where's that? I should find attribute. Here we go. Let's set the default attribute here. Save it. Let me do the same for the enemy too. There you go, default attribute set. And now let's press play and see. Just make sure I save, just in case we crash.